Zion talking about ways that he's going to change his landing, what's going to happen. Listen, we're going to get to you in a second, but I do want to go to you first, RJ, because you can relate to this and what it's like to have that impact on your body when landing from dunking.
Well, and this is the thing, when people say, well, how's he going to change? It's more of simple things like hanging on the rim a little bit longer, right? Slowing down your force coming down. When he talks about landing straight-legged, I had a situation where you see here on this live watch, I catch it, I could hang on the rim. I could hang on the rim there, but instead I come down with all of my force. You see this on my leg, and it's straight down. I'm sorry, Frank, we're just using you. But I'm saying that my leg was literally throbbing for days after that, and I'm 6'7", 235 pounds. If you talk about 290 pounds coming down on your one leg, that was a simple thing where I could have just held onto the rim, hold onto it, and keep it going. That can slow down the amount of wear and tear he has on his knees.
I think that's my point exactly. That's why you just have to pray and hope that everything's going to be okay for him. Because realistically, when you're saying that reasonably, it sounds great. But when you're in the middle of a game and your adrenaline hype is so much, you're trying to catch somebody. You're not automatically thinking, here I go up for a dunk. Let me worry about my landing. You're worried about trying to bang it or finish it. And that's where the increase of risk to another injury is potentially there for Zion. So, look, luck factors into a lot of things when players play. And I hope for Zion that he has a 15-year career. But it's going to take some luck for that to happen if he attacks the rim the way he does.
I would add to this conversation that, yes, in the highlights, all we see is the dunking because the dunking is spectacular. But he uses that kind of explosive force on his knees all the time. That's what makes him so special and unique. And you can't reteach a person to move at the age of 19 or 20. I just don't think that's realistic.
I agree. Not in 2 or 3 months. And here, the sixth fastest pace in the league. And Zion doesn't need the ball to be effective, but he gets you rebounds and he gets you points in transition. That's when he's going to be at the highest risk.
And I agree with you. And Greeny, to your point, you're saying you can't change how someone, but if you can decrease it by 20%. It's like, yo, when you're on a transition, we understand the 360s. We understand that. You saw he did a 360 dunk, and as he's landing, he's straight up and down ready to scream and yell. All of those things are fine and dandy, but ultimately you have to use some intelligence, right? Like if you're a baseball player and your arm is here versus your arm is there, that's the difference between Tommy John. You have to learn some of these skills to decrease the stress on your body if you're a professional.
So obviously they're going to manage this to make sure that his minutes are not too much for him and all of that. But as a coaching staff, and maybe if you're trying to make a run for the playoffs here, which the Pelicans could, how do you try and balance? Yeah, so how do you balance that?
Well, it's like a pitch count. I think Zion has momentum. A lot of people forget about that, just the momentum that he brings to the table. Drew Holiday is back. He's playing at a great level. Lonzo Ball is playing the best basketball of his career. Brandon Ingram is an all-star level right now. So if you get the energy of Zion, that will give them a chance.
Why were you shaking your head, RJ?
I'm shaking my head because this is not the individual that you want to push to try and make the postseason.
Yeah.
If he's going to play you 15 minutes, 20 minutes a night just to allow his body to acclimate to the rigors of the NBA, that's fine. But I'm not pushing him one more minute to try and make the postseason. Just get a pick. He's 19 years old.
That might be all you need, though, RJ. You might only need 20 minutes from Zion with the way everybody else is playing, if they can sustain that, for them to make a legitimate playoff run.
Yeah, you might. I'm going to say no. I think that 8th spot's going to go to somebody else other than them, so there's no need to even push it to that
subjective.
The point is, these are just terrible considerations to be having about someone that you just drafted number 1 overall, right? I mean, it is really unfortunate that we're trying to this young man is trying to relearn how he sort of athletically does everything that he does. This is not a good situation.
Greeny, I agree. And all things being said, knowing everything that they know with Ja Morant, you're still taking him number 1.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app.
And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.